Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson, and I'm back again with another 6 trades. Today's date is July the 26th, and I am using my new FX trigger system. Some of these trades were a great way to trade, as such the very first one here, the pound yen, and other trades I was trading the pullbacks. Now before I get into these trades, and I do repeat this within the first minute or so of these videos, because this is the most important thing that you have to learn and understand. And that is, I would like to inform you that all trading systems will work less than 50% of the time, and that includes all my trigger systems. It took me 8 years and over 700 trading systems to learn that. Now to get that up to 80 or 90% success rate, you'll have to learn how to trade the flow of the market, which is what I teach. You will also have to learn trade management and money management. To be successful in trading, all you need is a lot of chart time, a lot of demo trading, and a lot of education. I provide the education. You must buy the education and then do the homework, or you will fail at trading. I highly suggest putting in more than one trade at a time, as no one knows which pair will move the greatest number of pips. That is why I place 3 or more trades at a time. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This will encourage me to do more of these videos. If you leave your name and email address, I will put you on my email list for free weekly trading tips. Please keep that in mind as we move forward. Okay, let's take a look at these pairs. The pound yen is the first one here. Let's see where I got in at. I followed the rules that I teach, and I got in at this cursor. Did a bit of a pullback, and which is always possible. It could have just as easily shot right up. And so that is why I took the trade. Everything was perfect. You have to exercise patience. Sometimes I trade a little bit too quickly, and I'm sure you do too. Like let's say you take the trade here, you'll be down almost 30 pips. And now when it started to go up here, I really thought it was going to keep going. But the market is very random. And it went up there 12 pips, went against me 15 pips. And I closed it out. Well, the number one main reason is I was happy with the grand total, but also it was hitting this ADR high. Looks like I locked in 40 pips here, and 40 pips on the pound yen paid $3,534. And this trade, as you can clearly see, it does qualify for a great way to trade. This is exactly what I'm looking for every day. Everything lines up. Now sometimes the system, the FX trigger, might be saying to sell, but you know, I am buying, and that is part of the 50%. Remember what I mentioned earlier? Sometimes the system is telling you to sell, but you could end up buying, but you have to know many different ways on how to trade, which is what I teach. You'll see that in the Word document a little later on. Moving on to the next trade, pound CAD. The system, very clear with the blue lines, blue boxes, everything was screaming. To buy, did qualify for a great way to trade. Let's run a check on it. Got the timing pretty good. Well, it did a bit of a pullback, but not a big deal. After it was starting to go up, I readjusted my stop right to there. Originally, the stop would have had to go a little bit further down. Not a big deal. It only went 10 pips against me. Stop would have been around 20 pips, which is not big for a pound pair. And it looks like I closed out the trade at the top here with 34 pips. And 34 pips on the pound CAD paid $2,707. Moving on to the next trade, which was the pound dollar, I bought these pound pairs as the pound was the strongest on the meter. No big surprise. And keep in mind, if you're not using a meter, you are going to continue to struggle because you won't know which pairs have the strongest move. Same thing here. Took the trade, should have waited for a pullback, but I knew by drilling down the lights, that's what I call it, drilling down the lights. I learned that 16 years ago by my mentor. You must drill down the lights and go in the direction of the trend, which is exactly what I did. And the higher time frames was screaming to buy, so did also qualify for a great way to trade. I caught the next cycle, but the market, as I mentioned earlier, is very random. Even when everything looks perfect, it'll still do this, go against you 23 pips. But I knew as soon as I saw this candle right here, I knew I was going to make some pips. And those pips, it looks like, turned out to be 26 pips. And 26 pips on the pound dollar paid $2,600. And this is another perfect example of a great way to trade. Let's see how the next pound pair, the pound Swiss, turned out. Another good example of a great way to trade. And when I see this set up, I'm 95% sure I have a winner. But there's a few things you must do before you pull the trigger. Because if you don't do things properly, guess what's going to happen? You are going to have a loser. So, took the trade. On this trade, it only went that far against me. Another perfect example of timing. Perfect example of a great way to trade. Went against me 5 pips. And away it went. And when I saw it bouncing here, not to mention, if you look down at the bottom, the time right in here that I closed it, I just closed them all out at the same time, roughly around 38, 39, and 40. I closed this trade out with 16 pips to the good, and 16 pips on the pound Swiss paid $1,745. Last 2 trades were a little bit more difficult, but not difficult when you know what to do. And I'll probably get some traders saying, why are you selling when the system is saying to buy? Well, sometimes you have to make a decision and you just watch price action. There's some hidden secrets in here. You can drop it down to the 5 minutes. And then you'll get the sell signal a little bit faster. This is for you traders who have the FX trigger. It's another little tip. Look at how close it was. Now, on this trade right here, I was trading as I teach within how to trade the goal line. Got in, and it was the next candle by the time I got the signal. But these are all little tips and tricks, advanced tips and tricks that I teach. Only went 1 pip against me, went down and up and down, until finally I decided to close it out with 20 pips. And 20 pips on the pound Aussie here paid $1,475. Now remember, from the 15-minute time frame, that was just a pullback. Pullback and a continuation of going down. And by the way, it is still going down. So you have to know how to read the charts. I call it the flow of the market, which is what you have to learn how to trade the flow of the market. Here's another one, same thing. It's the pullback going against the 2 blue lines here. But once it moves far enough, you'll start to see 1 and then 2 and then 3 red boxes. Let's drop it down to the 5 minutes. Look at that. See? So if you want to see the signal faster for you traders, as I mentioned earlier, It's a little tip. Just drop it down to the 5 minutes. You'll get in the trade faster. I traded this, how to trade the goal line. Stop was just above the goal line here. Took the trade here. Stop was only 9 pips. And it just did the same thing, down and up and down. And I finally decided to close out the trade. Looks like with 18 pips. And 18 pips on the Euro New Zealand paid $1,258. So, have another great day of trading. Whereas I ended up getting well over 100 pips, which is what I usually aim for. And by the way, every time every weekend, I'm putting in at least 8 hours using the trading simulator. And since I've done that, I've been getting most days I've been getting well over 100 pips, and that's directly related to practice on the weekends using the trading simulator. Here's a screenshot of what it looks like. You can put in multiple trades, you can buy and sell, you can hedge, and there are many other features that I haven't even experimented with. I'm just interested in putting in the buy or sell orders, have your stops and your targets. So you can make whatever you want, put in the trade. They give you $10,000 to start with. And in this situation, I scrolled down to the bottom when I took the snapshot, 26 trades, not including, because these trades haven't been closed yet. So not including these trades. And I'm already on those 2 trades, it was up 748 and 359. So it started with 10,000, and of course I more than doubled the account within about an hour's worth of work. So when you get very good at trading as such, and it took me about a few weeks, I struggled a little bit, but the more I practiced with it, the better I got, and within 30 days, it has helped my trading tremendously. I highly recommend you get your hands on this, and it's totally free, and I'll show you exactly how you can get your hands on it. So for the pip total, I ended up with on this trading day 154 pips, and those 154 pips paid $13,321. All because of directly practicing with the trading simulator, and of course the meter helped a lot too. So it's a combination of everything on the screen. You have to master, you have to understand and master, and this kind of stuff you're not going to learn in 30 to 90 days. It's just not possible if you're a new trader. Definitely you can learn it, but if you've been doing this for a number of years, the learning curve will be much shorter. So if your system is not producing like my FX Trigger system, I recommend you get your hands on it. To do so, it's quite simple. Look right below this video. You'll see my FX Trigger system. You'll see this right up. I do charge $250 for it. I teach how to trade the flow of the market. Now my system has well over 4 gigabytes of training, and you'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. Comes with 5 MT4 templates, 12 custom indicators, and of course my favorite meter. I threw in a lot of PDF books, a lot of Word documents, and 9 bonus videos. This is what you're going to need, and probably a lot more, as I had to buy a real lot. Came to over $70,000 before I actually saw some level of success. My only problem was I was jumping every week, spending money, and I didn't give the system enough time to master it. So there are a lot of ways to trade. I do teach a lot of ways to trade. That's why I threw in, there's not 43 training videos. I threw in one extra. It's in red here. How to backtest using the trading simulator. It's a little over 50 minutes, and I go into much more detail, like what I'm looking for, how to trade with it, things like that. So that's why you have this bonus video. Now, we're running short of time. Please put this video on pause. Read all the different ways that I teach how to trade the markets. And if you have any questions at all, quite simple, pick up the phone and call me. Here's my number. If you live too far, just send me an email. Remember, there's an underscore right here. I do prefer Skype, made it simple and easy for you. Just click on this link. We'll have Skype connection, and through Skype screen sharing, I'll give you a free session and give you some tips and tricks. And keep in mind that it's totally free, no obligation to you. Now, if you click on this link right here, you'll see 34 screenshots of all the trigger systems I've been building over the years. So that just about wraps up this video, and I'll repeat it again. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So, until the next trading day and next video, good luck with your trading, and remember to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, bye for now.